dreams. Also, be nice.
I accidentally vaped in front of my mom, but she only saw the smoke and goes, what was that? So I immediately said, whoa, no way! You saw that too? And now I have to spend the rest of my life pretending my house is haunted. If that actually worked, to gaslight your mom into thinking there was a ghost, it's kind of legendary. Did you know that's how a lot of people end up seeing ghosts as well? Like gas leaks and carbon monoxide leaks in a house. They end up leading people to seeing hauntings. So you may have gaslit your mom into thinking there was a gas leak. What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? OneTopic here. Today we're looking at witches versus the patriarchy. I love this subreddit, and whenever I ask all of you which subreddit I should cover, I'll cut that out. Whenever I ask all of you which subreddit I should cover next, you always tell me to go back to witches versus the patriarchy. All right, let's get started. No man wants a woman who... Shut the f up. We don't care. Roomy. Why is this in our bathroom? Oh, it's a menstruation crustacean station. Please move out. We have more of a drawer situation, but I like that they're on display, so at least they're communal.
Oh, more nibbles! You cutie! You made a poo! A teeny tiny stinky poo! You cute little stinky sausage! I love you, Nibbles!
Sunday, February 20th, and I found myself asking, why are humans so cringe?
Whenever I eat soup with bread on the side, I like to pretend I'm in a medieval tavern, having supper after a long day of traveling. I just kind of want to be braless and eat fruit in peace, to be honest. Well, so did Eve, and look where that got her. I don't know about you, but there are days where I could go for being braless, eating fruit, and bringing about the downfall of man. Okay, hear me out. A video game where the female characters are dressed like this, and the male characters are dressed like that. I'm not even against it. I love that. Shut up and take my money. Don't care. It ends up being like most of Elden Ring's builds too. Like all the fellas, they all end up kind of that. Do not shine light in Elder God's face. Elder God is silhouetted for a reason. Nothing to see here. It's just a cat who mistakenly knocked over a flower pot. Shh. Let her perform her spells in peace. I love that I have a science-curious toddler, but now he won't budge on calling people humans.
Mommy, what's that human doing?
And it's hurting our ability to seem like a normal family. Toddlers are normally idiots, but I'm kind of on his side. Being a mermaid isn't about a certain race or looking a certain way. It's about having an earnest desire to lure men with your song and drag them to the bottom of the sea. Being a mermaid is more of a lifestyle, you know? When you're dark and spooky, but still a loving and caring person. Aw, it's me and Human One. I'm the bunny. You wake up. You're still a lizard sunning on a red rock. It was all a dream. The concept of selling feet pics to pay back student loans is already losing its meaning as you open and lick your own eyeballs to moisten them. Time to eat a bug. Snow White broke into a house in the woods and did chores. Wow. Boring. Goldilocks, the true hero, broke into a house, made some judgments, and then took a nap. I have no notes. Pretty impressive. Fun things to do for witches. Beauty night with the boys.
Fabulous dark princess.
Ritual sacrifice with your bestie.
Light 'em up, Nibbles!
Read a sexy book. Ooh, The Witch Humper. Oh, you might say that book will bewitch you. And in the end, you might find out they were broommates. Hustle hard and become highly skilled. Why? So the goddess Athena can grow jealous of my skills and turn me into a spider? No, thank you. Appropriate response. Hustle culture sucks. I promise all of you, if you're thinking, oh, I just need to hustle and grind.
This is your emergency broadcast.
Stop it. Everything else around that is much better, even if that just means sitting and doing nothing. You're
You're gonna become a cat lady. Living alone in a book-filled apartment is such a weird insult. Like when a witch tries to curse you and accidentally gives you the life of your dreams.
Oh no, not that cats and the books. How will I ever manage? Oh no. Or the one where it's like, I'm gonna turn you into a frog. Boop. And then the frog's like, oh,
I now finally know peace. I love that little comic. Hey! Your matter recalls cosmic explosions, and you tasted oblivion before you learned your name. Fear nothing. Summoning circle. Hope this works. Here we go. So far, so good. A cure for being clumsy. Oh, oh no! Oh no, 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 no! The old gods are rising again! Looks so unimpressed.
When I stopped at a crosswalk today, this guy pulled up next to me and rolled down his window and stuck his head out. And at first I was like, oh no, street harassment, here it comes. But then the guy was like,
Dude! Look at that huge rainbow behind you!
the only appropriate thing for a dude to shout at me out of a car window.
I love that. My love language is words of affirmation. What's yours?
I guess words of affirmation as well. And Satan worshipping, but also sexy juggling, party possession, and fairy flogging.
Okay. Munch, munch, munch. He hasn't left. Okay. He heard that and he's staying, so I think it's a good sign. The fudge is fairy flogging. Fairy flogging archives. Oh, hey, what the heck? Fairy flogging sessions. What? How to poll. Fairy and whip appeal spin. Fairy whip, Etsy. Okay. Wait, no. That. Okay, that might be it. Okay. Wait, no, that was a whip. That wasn't a. Ah, dang it. I might never know. My 3-year-old kept saying she wants a spirit guest and needs a spirit guest and then has a spirit guest. And like 4 exorcisms later, I realized she was just talking about asparagus. Oh no, not the exorcisms. When people attack trans people for making up words like genderqueer and etc., makes me wonder where they think words actually come from. Is it God? Does God make the words? Or perhaps some sort of mischievous river spirit? As a linguistics major, I can confirm that it is in fact a mischievous river spirit. Strange women lying in rivers distributing words is no basis for a system of language. Referencing Monty Python is an easy way to my heart. I love that. Has anyone else just given up wondering why their deities picked them? Like, what led them to that decision? Or was it just like, Apollo? I want that one! Artemis!
But that one's weird and riddled with self-doubt.
Apollo!
I know!
Gimme! It allows your halfling to operate a crossbow from an elevated position while still leaving your hands free for melee. Shut up and take my money.
I want a shirt that has a QR code on it for some kind of
Horrible malware!
so that if anyone tries to film me in public, their phone will automatically scan the code and be reduced to a functionless brick.
Modern day Medusa over here. A girl on TikTok just said, I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries to accommodate your disrespect. And I think a lot of people need to take that and really engrave it into their soul. A transgender woman in Tennessee is asking the state to make a consistent ruling about her gender after a government office labeled her a male, but police arrested her on a female-specific charge? What? Andrea Jones of Morristown, Tennessee, who had gender reassignment surgery and has been recognized as a woman by the Social Security Office, decided to make a statement after her local Tennessee Department of Safety office refused to let her change the gender on her driver's license from male to female. She walked out to the parking lot and removed her shirt, which she reasoned would be acceptable if the state recognized her as male. Instead, she was arrested for indecent exposure. Make it make sense. God dang it. Tennessee, get your shit together. It blows my mind that there's still places where women can't go outside without a shirt on. Are you kidding me? Marriage? More good women have been lost to marriage than to war, famine, disease, and disaster. You have talent, darling. Don't squander it.
Why did they give this line to the villain?
Because they wanted it to seem like an extreme position that only a cold-hearted woman who wants a puppy coat could have.
Tell
Tell me, powerful witch, what are the tarot cards predicting? Well, you'll be very rich. In fact, plus $4? Wait, are those Uno cards? No.
Yeah, shut up. You don't know how a witch does her witchcraft. Get out of here. Remembering a time many years ago when a crow died and fell onto my driveway. Their family were gathered and calling. I moved the deceased to a peaceful place under a tree and laid a flower beside them. Several times over the next few weeks, I found a flower on my doorstep. Crows and ravens are really beautiful creatures. They're some of my favorite birds.
Why would Satan torture people in hell for disobeying the same God he disobeyed? Why would God sacrifice his only son for your sins that he knew you would commit because he knows what you're going to do before you do it and still send you to hell? Make it make sense.
The Bible is so silly sometimes. God is all like, hey, listen, I'm the only God. But like, if anyone ever tells you there's another God, they're lying, and also they're bad people. Get out of here. The universe is an ongoing explosion. That's where you live, in an explosion. We absolutely don't know what living is. Sometimes atoms just get very haunted. That's us. When an explosion explodes hard enough, dust wakes up and thinks about itself. And tweets about it. That's pretty cool. Whoa there, partner. What have you done to make sure that belief or practice actually originates in ancient times and didn't come from the imagination of a repressed Victorian romantic? Hey kids, this is your semi-related reminder to make sure all smoke and carbon monoxide detectors in your home are operational. We were talking about that earlier with ghosts and stuff. Oh, and people used to take coke. Not drugs. Women would pass out and doctors would prescribe toys.
It has begun. It's fall. It's actually spring. No, it's fall. I can smell it.
The fall of the patriarchy. I randomly wandered into an art gallery with live music and a full cheese spread, and I'm going ape.
If you eat it, the Fae own you, though.
That's the Fae's problem. If you are saying that, you've clearly got more bravado than sense. Nah, they just don't know what they're in for. Abduct me? Bad luck to you, fam. Swap your boring lawn grass with red creeping thyme. Grows 3 inches tall max. Requires no mowing. Lovely lemony scent. Can repel mosquitoes. Grows all year long. Better for local biodiversity. Soup is witchcraft. We put plants, spices, and dead animals into a cauldron and follow instructions from a book written by old dead people. Cookbooks are an incredibly interesting piece of history. Like, did you know that women who wrote cookbooks used to hide instructions in there for other women to follow for things like abortions?
Oh my God. I just found out that spinster used to be reserved for women
23 to 26? What?
And then after you turned 26, if you were unmarried, you became a
Thornback. The ripe old age of Thornback. Oh my God. How great is that name? It's pretty cool. You want to be a dragon? I love that for you. 23 to 26, spinster. 26 to 29, Thornback. 29 to 35, Venus Death Trap. Interesting. 35 to 40, Lady of the Blade. Okay. You become assassin at that age? Let's go. 40 to 45, a Fanged Dowager. What is happening? 45 plus, terrified silence, shifting eyes. If you speak of her, she will know, and she will show you no mercy. Grandma, no! It's a horde of horrifying grandmas. Meditation is easy. Just sit and observe the voice in your head. The voice in my head. Hey! Ruby Rod! Your only goal for the rest of your life is to become her. Oh, that'd be the life. To become a solitary mansion owner with a basket full of cats who leaves everything to the cats and none to the people around her. He was a boy. She was a girl.
I am a sentient octopus.
He was a punk. She did ballet.
I have 8 prehensile legs.
He wanted her. She'd never tell.
I crept up from the bowels of hell.
All of her friends, and those two as well,
Will fall when the seas start to swell.
He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy.
Neither significant to me. I am a cephalopod, a miniature elder god. And soon all my brethren will be free.
I've been dying to ask you, what's underneath your hat?
Just regular hair, I guess. Just like any other girl. Definitely no snakes or anything. Later.
Disappointing.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, girls.
And this is how they would get me, lol. Oh no! Oh! I mean, do you remember when book fairs ended and they stopped actually doing book fairs and bringing the books and they started taking them out into like school buses with all the book libraries in them? I know a few people this would work on. Uh-oh. I'm people. We love Edgar Allan Poe because he portrays universal human emotions like loss, grief, unrequited love, burying your enemy alive in the cellar and being scared out of your mind by a bird. A 17-year-old NASA intern discovers a new planet on his third day. Whoop. Every scientist at NASA. I don't get to name the planet. My brother had the idea of calling it Wolftopia, but I think TOI133B8B is sufficient. King, I think it is not insufficient at all. Wolftopia or bust! Also, Wolftopia is gorgeous, by the way. Wow! Wolftopia is nearly the size of Saturn and orbits 2 stars that are closely orbiting each other. Wolftopia is opalescent! Are you kidding me? Ask yourself this. Could this meeting be a Zoom? Could this Zoom be a phone call? Could this phone call be an email? Could this email be a text? Could this text be unsent? Could we, in silence, retreat to the forest? Could we, by game trails and forgotten paths, vanish into the trees?
Hey, Alfred?
Yes, master.
Have you seen the cat?
Nibbles. No, master.
Where are you, Nibbles?
She must not know about us.
People say, if you don't lower your standards, you're going to end up spending your whole life alone. Like being a healthy, happy, financially independent single adult is actually worse than being stuck in an abusive and or emotionally unfulfilling relationship with someone who isn't willing or able to meet your needs. Like, no offense, but I think I'm going to choose to be happy rather than throwing myself into a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. Queen behavior. Rule that kingdom on your own. Have a picture of Swedish Chef and Danny Trejo destroying toxic masculinity. Trejo! I never imagined that I'd be out of prison. I worked with all of the Muppets. It was amazing. I was acting next to puppets. In 30 seconds, you're having a full-on conversation with a puppet on a hand. The guys are great that do it. My mom passed away while I was in London shooting the movie, and I was a mama's boy, so it really hit me. My secretary called me and said, "Don't worry, you don't have to come home. We're already taking care of everything. We know what to do." I still had 2 weeks left to go, so I finished those 2 weeks. I was being really strong. I just shut down. People were coming up and saying, "We're really sorry about your mom." And I was like, yeah, it's fine. She's in a better place. Everybody was like, "You didn't like your mom?" I know my mom in heaven would have said, "Screw this little b." And then Kermit came up and said, "Dan, I'm really sorry about your mother." And I lost it. I was holding on to Kermit. Danny.
Imagine how powerful we'd be if they hadn't killed so many of us in the olden days. We'd have so much more peace, more equality, more female orgasm. Why do we keep inviting her? She's kind of right, though.
The difference in how we treat moths and butterflies is a classic example of pretty privilege. As someone who grew up an ugly duckling, I really feel this. The list of reasons to be admitted into a mental asylum from 1864 to 1889. Reasons for admission: intemperance and business trouble. Kicked in the head by a horse. Hereditary predisposition to what? Ill treatment by husband. Oh God. Imaginary female trouble. What? Hysteria. Immoral life. Imprisonment. Jealousy and religion. Laziness. Marriage of son. Syphilis. 30 years. Medicine to prevent contraception. Excuse me? Menstrual derangement. Mental excitement. Novel reading. Nymphomania. Opium habit. Overaction of the mind. Overstudy of religion. Overtaxing mental powers. What? Parents were cousins. Periodical fits. Tobacco and political excitement. Politics. Religious enthusiasm. Fever and loss of lawsuit. Fits and desertion of husband. Asthma. Feel targeted with that one. Bad company. I feel targeted with that one. Bad habits and political excitement. Bad whiskey. Blood flux. Brain fever. Business nerves. Carbonic acid gas. Oh. You fart your way into admission? Congestion of the brain! Death of sons in war. Decoyed into the army. Derangement, oh gosh. Desertion by husband. Dissolute habits. Domestic affliction. Domestic trouble. Dropsy. Egotism. Epileptic fits. Excessive, excitement as officer. Exposure and hereditary. Exposure and quackery. Exposure in army. Fever and jealousy. Fighting fire. Fighting fire? What? Suppressed? Oh, wait, what? So you're not allowed to do it, but also if you suppress doing it, then it, what? No, Suppression of menses, the war, time of life, urine derangement, venereal excess, vicious vices, women trouble. Jesus. It's probably on here too. Superstition, shooting of daughter, smallpox, snuff eating for 2 years, spinal irritation, gathering in the head, greediness, grief, gunshot wound, hardy study, rumor of husband murder, Salvation Army, scarlatina, seduction and disappointment, no, self-abuse, oh my god, false confinement, feebleness of intellect, fell from horse in war, female disease, dissipation of nerves. Everyone, every person is going. My favorite Catholic lore is that anyone can make holy water in a pinch, but the church puts dumb restrictions on us, like, do this only if someone needs their last rites. Like, I will bless this McDonald's Sprite, and I will enjoy the crispiness of our Lord and Savior. Another bit is that holy water cannot be diluted. When I went to the Vatican, the tour guide was explaining this. If you put any amount of holy water into any amount of normal water, the whole bunch becomes holy. This is how they sell Pope holy water in the gift shop. This is how I've been drinking only holy water for 2 months now. I am immune to demons. Homeopathic holy. It's not actually any amount of holy water. According to the church, the water has to be more than half holy water by volume. So if you take half a gallon plus a few drops of holy water and half a gallon of secular water, you get 1 gallon of holy water plus a few drops. You can then add a gallon of secular water to that, and then you have 2 gallons of holy water. We've got a couple of jugs of Pope water in the linen closet at my parents' house because my mom used the heck out of this loophole after a trip to Italy in 2008. It was more than a decade ago at this point, and we still have Pope water. We no longer have that Pope, but by God do we have his water. Here's what a jug of Pope water looks like. Mom measured a fill line on them so that we never accidentally run out and just have old jugs of secular water lying around. I'm not surprised the church didn't account for math. All right, my Beardos and Weirdos, that was our dive into... Hit my coffee. Not sponsored, by the way. All right, my Beardos and Weirdos, that was today's video. We watched Witches... I guess you watched. I looked. We covered Witches versus the Patriarchy. I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you enjoyed the video too. And if you did, flippin' tell me that, okay? Be like, hey, OT, here's some positive feedback about today's video. All right? I'm kidding. Do whatever you want. Get out of here. We'll see you next time, okay? Bye! You know, there's still some people that are discovering the secret outro. There's a lot of people that don't realize there's something that happens after the animation at the end. Boop. All right. Get out of here.